Just before we look at the TA for Bitcoin, don't forget to visit our website, bpoi.uk. Have a look around. Quite a lot of information on the website, and then you've got click here to sign up. So just click on this particular button. That takes you to bpoi.uk join. And then just have a look at the membership plan. So just want to do a month, $40, 6 months, $100, 12 months, $150. And we got some lifetime memberships as well, 49 lifetime memberships left, $200. So well worth the money. And then obviously take a look around the website and look at the different channels. If you want to join our free Telegram channel, just click on this button here. And then as long as you've got a Telegram account, just click on the view in Telegram and that'll take you to our free channel. We do post quite a bit of information in the free channel, and we'll answer any of your questions, whether that be on a setup that you're looking at or something that we've posted. Okay, cheers guys. Evening guys, 10:45 on Thursday, Bitcoin update. So today has been particularly boring. Not too much happening, to be honest with you. So this will be a fairly quick review because pretty much everything we discussed yesterday is still in play today. I was just looking at the 5-minute time frame just to see kind of what's happened over the course of the day. But funny we always draw cup and handles patterns, but we're always drawing bullish versions of those patterns. It's quite interesting that you can have an inverse cup and handle pattern. Which essentially is a bearish pattern. So it'll just be interesting to see if this now breaks down or not. So essentially we're looking for a breakdown of this pattern and then a move back to the bottom down here. It was all going, very, very steady. So it's just a big battle today between the bulls and the bears. And neither seem to be wanting to give up this middle ground, if you like. And then you had this move down, and essentially you completed the cup. And that's why you had this strong move up, because essentially people who were trading patterns identified the pattern on the 5-minute time frame and then entered into a trade here, strong move up. But all that's caused is an area of consolidation, which we're seeing now, and potentially this handle which is playing out. So it'll be interesting to see if it does break down of this trend line and then move back down to the bottom here. So we spoke earlier today about the S&P 500, about Meta and the appalling results, 2 billion wiped off. And then when the market opened, obviously we had this drop down initially. But we didn't have the severe drop that I thought we might have had. I thought we would have seen this drop a lot quicker. But saying that, we've certainly been moving down. I'll bring in the larger time frame in a sec. But see this gap here. So whenever there's a gap, there's an expectancy that the gap will get filled. So normally this is with CME futures, but I did have a read up about gaps on the S&P 500. And there is a degree of speculation that gaps will get filled, so you possibly will see a move upwards on the S&P 500 at some stage just to purely fill this gap. Now whether that is on the way back up, if it makes it down to the bottom or not, I don't know, but you can see that we're trading in this falling channel at the moment, and rejected by the trend line, starting to move down. Okay. So what we've got to see now is whether we're actually going to move down to the lower trend line and continue to trade in this channel, the S&P 500 this is, or whether we're going to actually see some sort of reversal and a breakout. So we can just get our fib levels in just to look at where support might be. So I'm just going to go from this point here to the top. Okay, just draw my fib levels in like that. So interesting, we just lost the 618 by the looks of it. So let me just zoom in quickly. Let's have a look there. Yeah, so we just lost the 618. So potentially we might see a retest of that 618, but then continuation downwards. Okay, so there is a degree of correlation with Bitcoin. Still unsure at the moment as to how much. Doesn't seem to be moving in the same way today. But if we do see a continuation down from the S&P 500, it'll be interesting to see whether Bitcoin continues down with it or not. and we see the lows of 35,510 on the horizon. Interestingly as well, 4-hour time frame, Bitcoin shorts have been increasing. So this is Bitfinex, one of the exchanges where it's used heavily for shorting the market, shorting Bitcoin. And these have been on the rise all day, so we have to have one eye on the fact that there's a degree of people who think Bitcoin is going to continue lower by shorting the market, especially when they're shorting the market in these sort of positions. If we look at the, that's no good. Let me just bring in the other chart 1 second. Lots of Bitcoin charts. Just going to bring this one in. Whew, that's an old one. That is an old one. Let me just make a copy of this one quickly. And then all we're going to do is scrap that chart, go to the 4-hour. So yeah, a lot of people have been shorting this area. So this is the 4-hour as well. So 1, 2, 3 Bitcoin shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the last 8 candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So since here, people have been shorting the market, which would make sense actually. That would make sense. Just put in a low. So if we higher low strategy, yeah. So there's a higher low here. Okay, so we just put in that lower low at the moment. So potentially, if we put in another higher low, lower low, downtrend confirmed on the 4-hour. And that's quite interesting if you look at this particular pattern as well. If we get our arc tool, are we seeing that same sort of pattern that we're seeing on the 5-minute time frame where we're just starting to roll over? So will the price action start to move across and then just continue to move down? I think what we would need to do, well, the trend lines are already in place, but what we would need to do is we would need to just draw a trend line down like so, and then see if the price action respects the trend line and then creates this curve. And then are we going to see that correction again like we did on the 5-minute time frame, and then a continuation downwards? Okay, so I'll build this into the charting for those in the group, and we'll see if this plays out as well. But we seem to be just rolling over, and now we're going to continue to roll over. Okay, so just go back to Bitcoin on the 5-minute. Let's see what's happening here. Sorry, not really a TA for this one. Like I said, it's more a case of understanding from yesterday's video where we are right now, and we're still moving down. Bar this move up, which to me, if we lose this level again, so if we lose 36,790, which is this level here, then potentially we'll see a drop down to this area again. We could see a move up if we're trading in this upward channel, but I think that's unlikely at the moment. Let's just have a look at the indicators. 5-minute, let's leave that one. So a little bit bullish, but stock RSI overbought, so potentially a move down and a rollover on the MACD. So we've got to keep the eye on a 1-hour. Interestingly, the 4 hours just turned bullish on the stock RSI, so oversold, starting to move upwards. But I'm just thinking this may just continue to move along the bottom for a little bit longer, unless we get some volume come in and this starts to move up. Still a bit bearish on the MACD there, and then the daily, obviously said many times, daily is the one for concern, moving down. I think what we're looking at, hopefully are doing, and I had this thought earlier on today, is if the 4 hour can stay pegged to the bottom for a bit longer whilst the daily is moving down, if we have both the daily and then the 4 hour moving up at the same time, and then potentially the MACD's moving up at the same time, so the two time frames moving up at the same time, it's quite a bullish move, quite a strong move. So we should see some very strong volume there. But I think at the moment it's a case of, I'm not sure, just because this 4 hour is bullish, I'm not sure that it's going to do much. We've had this before, and then it's just rolled over again. So will this just roll over and then move upwards, possibly when the daily is oversold as well, and then moving up at the same time? Okay, so for now, we're still waiting. Really boring day today. Not much trading to be had, to be honest with you. Altcoins haven't really been moving. Bitcoin has just been, very small moves. If you think that this is the 5-minute time frame, your range of Bitcoin from top to bottom, 2.27% at any given stage. But you're more like, in between these ranges that you trained in, less than 1%. And it's been like that pretty much all day. And it's hard to get into a position when, you're still quite bearish on Bitcoin. So let's just go to the 8-hour chart quickly. So remember, we were in this falling wedge. We're in this falling wedge still. Remember, we do have to break this upward trend line. That's still the most important thing right now, with some volume breakout, move higher. Be interesting to see if we can break back into the pattern of this ascending triangle, and then break out of the ascending triangle. That would be a strong move. But I'm still edging towards potentially a move down to 35,510, potentially down to the lows, 34,526. Okay. So all eyes on Bitcoin. Sorry, it's a bit flat tonight. Not a lot going on, as you can probably tell in my voice. And not too much to report with regards to where I think it's going at the moment. I still think we're heading down. And we need to test these lower levels again. And then if we don't hold these levels, then I think we'll be moving very quickly down to 35, 34 area. And then potentially a bounce from that area. Okay. But don't discount a move up either. Depends what happens overnight, but technically 5-minute time frame. I know there's a lot of noise on the 5-minute time frame, but it looks like a bit of a bearish pattern. Let's see if this breaks down and where it breaks down to, and then go on from there. All right, so I'll do an update in the morning because I'll be quite interested to see what happens overnight. And yeah, let's catch up tomorrow. All right, cheers guys.